Hi, my name is Ananya Mukherjee, and with me today is Mr. Choo Chiau Beng, CEO, Keppel Corporation. Mr. Choo, can you tell me, in a polycentric business environment, what are the biggest challenges Keppel faces today while exploring and establishing itself on foreign shores?
In our very volatile business environment, we have, of course, the uncertainty in the US regarding the current political situation where both parties do not agree on the budget and do not agree on the debt extension limits. We have also a situation in Europe where you have sovereign debt crisis in more than one country. So the business environment is very uncertain. And in Asia, while we have growth, governments in Singapore and China are concerned about the high property prices and have made attempts to soften the rise. And all these uncertainties are bad for business. However, our strong area has been the offshore and marine business, wherein the high oil prices caused by, I would say, the growth in supply, projected not to match the growth in demand in energy, enable us to have a strong business for building new jackups, new semi-submersible tenders, and other equipment for the offshore oil and gas business. So the challenge has always been, how do we continue to prosper in our business, continue to lead our industry, and also to capture value for our customers, as well as to support our customers.
How do you deal with these challenges?
We have to be very active in the market. We have to be very pro our customers. We must anticipate their requirements and be very agile to deploy our resources. So our shipyards in Singapore and in the region has been very active. Our shipyards in Brazil, in US has been very active. In our property business, we have to be conservative. We do not gear ourselves too much. And in the infrastructure business, we have to look for where the opportunities are. And in the current situation whereby urbanization is proceeding rapidly, and there's a need to be more conscious of the environment, of the impact to the environment, we find that opportunities are there. So it's a matter of looking for the right opportunities. So the challenge is to have good people all the time to be deployed in all these areas.
So in all these countries that you're working in, which is the most difficult country to establish yourself and work?
Each country presents a different set of challenges. I think right now, I would say Kazakhstan is the most difficult because projects have been delayed by the governments and the oil companies. So you have a situation whereby you have people, you have facilities, but the projects are running out.
So how are you dealing with?
Oh, we have to work with the government and to see how we can redeploy or downsize the operation there.
But that is also very demotivating, I think, for the
you can't help it because our projects are very lumpy based on what the oil company wants. And in the area like in Kazakhstan, where if there are projects delayed, then you don't have enough work, then you have to redeploy people.
So did you ever have to make a compromise?
You know, we believe very much in a win-win. We and our customers must win. We and our suppliers and our vendors, they both must win. So I would say compromise is not really a right word to use. We say that we always try to achieve win-win outcomes in all our business relationships.
You've also acquired some, planning more business in China. So how is that coming up for Keppel?
China is a huge growth engine, and the urbanization requirements are huge. Millions, I would say hundreds of millions of people will move from the countryside to the city in the next 10 years. And because of the overcrowding of existing cities, there's a need for new townships, new cities to be built. And this has to be environmentally sustainable. It means water is a scarce resource, has to be reused and treated properly before you dump into the rivers. The energy, you must try to achieve a low carbon footprint. Energy conservation has to be there. And all kind of alternative energy you must look into to see how you can reduce the carbon footprint. And transportation within cities has to be organized such that more people can walk or cycle or take the public transport rather than driving their own cars. And this poses a challenge because as people get richer, they like to drive their own cars.
True. So what are your plans for Keppel?
We are in this space called sustainable urbanization in China. We build condominiums, we build office buildings, apartments, mixed-use developments in cities as well as in new townships. Currently, we have a project which we are supporting as a G2G project between Singapore government and Chinese government to develop an eco-friendly city outside Tianjin. So we call it Tianjin Eco City. And it's a joint venture between us, Singapore consortium, which Keppel leads, and the Chinese consortium, which is largely made up of the SOEs in China. What we see going forward is that if we can make this into a commercially viable proposition, this plan or this model can be replicated in other cities within China and even other places. But of course, the key is a political will. The governments must want to do it, and then commercial entity must make it viable.
Thank you, Mr. Choo, for being with us, and we shall see you again at Singapore Business Review Television.